Episode 1 of Alice in Borderland Season 3 kicks off with a surprising twist in Arisu and Usagi's lives. The two are now married and living as a couple. But peace doesn't last long. We're introduced to Professor Ryuji Matsuyama, an assistant professor at Chishiya University who specializes in psychopathology. Fascinated by the afterlife and the mysterious shared dreams survivors experienced during the meteorite incident, Matsuyama begins interviewing Arisu and others to unlock the secrets of the Borderland. Curiosity soon pulls him deeper. The professor takes part in a game of Old Maid, and when he wins, he's drawn straight into the Borderland. Meanwhile, Rizuna crosses paths with Arisu in the real world, just as Usagi's memories of the Borderland resurface. But things take a heartbreaking turn. Usagi disappears and reappears in the Borderland, and Arisu learns she is pregnant. With Anne's help, Arisu takes a drug that lets him re-enter the Borderland, setting the stage for the next deadly challenge. The episode closes with a tense cliffhanger, Arisu stepping into a new game arena, unsure of what awaits. Episode 2 of Alice in Borderland Season 3. The story picks up right where we left off. Arisu is back in the Borderland arena, facing a new deadly challenge at the shrine. The game? Sacred Fortune. Players draw tokens, and if their answers are wrong, the difference unleashes a rain of fiery arrows. Arisu's token brings terrible luck. His question: what is the current population of Earth? He answers 7.9 billion, but the correct answer is 8 billion. That means 100 million flaming arrows target the arena. Arisu narrowly survives, dodging every arrow, and secures the win. Suddenly, the Joker card appears once again in a giant air balloon, signaling the next deadly stage. The next game is revealed: Zombie Hunt. Zombie cards infect others, vaccine cards cure, shotguns, instant kills. A mysterious new player, Ray, enters the stage. She seems helpful, but may be dangerous. The episode ends with one chilling truth: the zombies are taking over. Episode 3 of Alice in Borderland Season 3. The chaos continues. Everyone's turning into zombies. But here's the twist: Ray doesn't have a zombie card, a vaccine, or even a shotgun. Arisu comes up with a wild plan. He spreads the zombie card among everyone, turning them all into zombies so that no one loses. But then, the shocking reveal. Arisu had the zombie card from the start. He didn't use it because he believed staying human meant survival. Yet he realizes saving everyone together is the true win. And just like that, Arisu conquers the zombie hunt game. Meanwhile, Usagi is still fighting for survival with Professor Ryuji by her side. That's when they uncover the truth. Hayato is the mastermind who pulled Usagi back into the Borderland just to bring Arisu with her. In the upcoming episodes, Hayato will face off with Arisu and Usagi, with Ryuji's help. Next game, Runaway Train. A driverless train speeding ahead. 8 bogies, 5 oxygen capsules, and 4 filled with deadly poison. Players must reach the engine car before time runs out. The episode ends with only 3 bogies left. 2 poisoned, 1 oxygen capsule remaining. The tension is real. Survival seems impossible. Episode 4 of Alice in Borderland Season 3. The runaway train game continues. Usagi and Professor Ryuji are struggling to survive since there's only 1 oxygen capsule left to escape the 2 poison bogies out of 3. Someone figures out that another train is running on a parallel track. If they jump to it, they might survive. They plan to leap from one moving train to the other for safety. But here's the twist. Usagi spots Arisu on the next train, and Arisu sees her too. However, Usagi and Ryuji are hugging, breaking Arisu's heart. Soon after, they're separated again as the trains move apart. Arisu gets injured during the runaway train game, but both he and Usagi manage to survive. Next, we see a flashback of Professor Ryuji's past. His student died during an experiment about life after death. Then comes the final challenge. Usagi enters the Tokyo Bingo Tower game, where players must complete a massive bingo challenge on a skyscraper. Meanwhile, Arisu plays Kick the Can, where he has to kick and return the same can to its spot within 60 seconds. Both Arisu and Usagi win their respective games, but many teammates lose their lives along the way. The episode ends with a shocking moment. Hayato gives Professor Ryuji a gun and orders him to kill Usagi. If Usagi dies, Arisu will become a citizen of Borderland. Meanwhile, Arisu steps into the final arena, the last game that could return him to the real world. Episode 5 of Alice in Borderland Season 3. The final game begins. Every player sees themselves on an LED screen leading to alternate doors. Arisu and Usagi finally reunite. Arisu attacks Professor Ryuji, but Usagi stops him. They glimpse their future on the screen. The game is called Possible Futures. 10 players remain, but one is the baby in Usagi's womb, a twist that echoes Squid Game vibes. Players enter a simulation showing different futures of their lives. Every 5 minutes, they roll a die. Each choice changes their timeline, leading to survival or death. Fear and greed push players into different rooms. An emotional moment hits as Tetsu and Yuna's brother face tragedy. The episode ends with Arisu seeing a chilling vision, a future where both he and Usagi die. Episode 5 of Alice in Borderland Season 3. The final game, titled Possible Futures, reaches its dramatic conclusion. All 8 remaining players, including the baby, gather in room A5 where they receive a die. The twist is that the number rolled will decide how many players can leave the room. Arisu rolls the die and gets a 7, meaning one person must stay behind and sacrifice themselves. In a brave move, Arisu chooses to stay so the others can escape. After the exit, Professor Ryuji attempts to kill Usagi, but at the last moment he hesitates and stops himself. The biggest twist of the season is revealed. The player who remains in the room will also have a future, while for the one left behind, the game is over. Suddenly, a massive water vortex appears for those outside the room. Hayato appears and offers Arisu citizenship, but Arisu refuses, choosing instead to jump into the water to save Usagi and the others. In the real world, Hayato tries to kill Arisu, but Anne intervenes and saves him. In the Borderland, the same conflict plays out. Hayato again tries to kill Arisu, but an unknown figure appears, kills Hayato, and offers Arisu one final game. He must choose between 2 cards, both supposedly determining his fate. But both turn out to be jokers. In the end, Professor Ryuji sacrifices his life, and Arisu and Usagi choose to return to the real world. The season closes by showing all the old surviving players, including Chishiya.